What is going on, brothers and sisters? With the new update to Magicraft, we've got ourselves a few new passive spells that we all need to learn how to use, so let's talk about them. First up we have here is what's called Brilliant Fireworks. I'm going to demonstrate this with a long-term projectile. Also, let's grab a channeled spell. I think we're just going to grab Water Gun so it's a little easier to see. There we go. So we'll use them with a channeled spell, something that has a longer cast duration, like Butterfly. And then we'll use something that's pretty instant, like Laser here. So let's first take a look at Fireworks. So it releases 4 right spells when the left spell ends, meaning what it's actually going to do is it's going to send the spells to the right in the 4 diagonal directions, like northeast, southwest, etc., when that spell ends. So if we look at it like with butterflies here, and I'm going to turn off traction so we can see this go. So you can see butterfly ended, and each of those are shooting off the spells. Now, Boomerang is the new spell, so I'm going to showcase this one with all of these enhancements here. Boomerang will penetrate 8 enemies, and what happens with Boomerang is it comes back to you, and it has a little bit of a knockback there, okay? So again, Brilliant Firework, butterflies. And you know, if you throw something on with, like, say, Chain Lightning into this too. Look at that. Pretty good. Pretty decent there. Add something in like this with tracking as well. They'll now centralize to a target before coming back to you. They're still going to return to you, but they'll centralize. Now, we'll talk about each of these individually after, but now let's see, like Laser. You can see that ends pretty quickly there, so like you could... It's definitely more of a spammy spell, and you can see I'm maintaining this pretty well with the build I have right here without any... I've just got the orbs, the wands on here of all wands max MP. I've got the MP cost down, and then I've got the one that stores, just so we can kind of see how these go. And then if we use a channeled spell on this spell, you can see it's going to have to wait until the spell's finally over. So a spell like this works really well with a multicast kind of build. So if I grab like multicast and say split, you know, let's hit these up like this. Keep that on there. And trying to see if there's like any other decent passives that are pretty simple to get. Like Power Attraction is always really great for something like this. And I don't think these get bigger, but let's just see if they do. I don't think these actually have a radius or not. So, as you can see, Brilliant Fireworks is amazing with multi-shots and split builds. There you go. There's some lag for you. Some big, beautiful lag. Look, it's pushing me all over the place. So, that's amazing. A lot of fun with this build potential right here. Just watch out for that pushback as well. So yeah, but the extended ranges don't do anything. I didn't think so. I always like to make sure, you know? Let's put this down here. All right, let's take these off here. And let's work on... So we'll move Brilliant Fireworks out of here. And let's check out Duet. So the right spell is released when the left spell ends. The right spell inherits 20% damage of the left spell. So this is something that's more useful with a bigger power build. Not that. What am I doing? There we go. Because like, oh, this is only going to have 8 damage, right? Whereas I'm only going to get 20% of that. So I'm barely going to get like an extra damage on it. So, and with Boomerang, not the best, of course, as we can see here. But maybe with something like... just like an absolute high damage spell, like maybe like Meteor here would be even better. So if we had a, say, let's grab a double Meteor build. Do I have another like big spell damage here? Nah, not really. So if I go big Meteor, let's double down on Meteors, right? So now this is doing 93, and that's going to do an extra 20% of that. And don't forget, it launches 2 small meteors as well. So you can get some good damage in there. Let's take the tracking off so we can see it. And remember, Meteor deals indiscriminate damage here as well. So like obviously if we pump this number up here a bit, you know, grabbing like a couple cores, right? Just so you can really see these damage differences. 300 to the 400s there. 372 to 447. So this is where Duet can be pretty nice. I'm not going to expect Duet to be the greatest. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. I think it's good for, like, a salvo. Like, for people who are liking salvo builds, this will really come into play. And I'm hoping to find some good ways to utilize it in the future. But personally, I'm probably not going to use Duet too much. Like, that extra 20% is nice. But, again, like, that's only 20 damage right here. There's other ways I can get 20 damage than using a Duet. So, let's move over to Serial. The left spells, and there's a typo here, releases the right spell at 70% magic cost while in flight. So, if we just throw this on here, you can see doesn't do anything because it's not doing anything in flight in time. So let's get rid of these guys. Let's put you back here. Let's get Butterfly, and let's do lasers for a second. So now you can see these butterflies just launching lasers everywhere. Now if I add in splits, pretty decent there. But it looks like the split is not being affected by that. Yep, so it looks like Serial does not continue its effect while something is splitting. So in this instance, I would want to make sure to move this way because the split's not going to garner me a lot, right? Then adding traction to that can really hone in something really nice with a laser build because it deals, or the MP cost is so low, it's negligible. Because remember, we're still casting that spell at 70% cost. Now, if we use a channel spell, now we're going to get the full effects of that there because this is going to happen at, I think, like a 0.3 interval. No, not even. So it's even better than that. So you can get spells like that. We could even say switch this to butterflies. Have a lot of random butterflies coming out. Or you go back to the boomerangs here. And now we've got boomerangs coming everywhere as well. And if you did this with, say, meteors because you're a wild child, not too shabby. I would do maybe something. Serial's pretty nice. I'd probably do something. Move this down here a bit so we can see this. The butterflies could be really good for it. The issue is just the tracking on these things. I don't like butterflies with tracking, so I'd probably turn off that so the butterflies can hone in on their enemies more effectively. And that'll look really good like that. But I'm thinking maybe more so of a laser type build with tracking on a channeled spell like this. So you can really pound up that damage there. That's going to look really nice. And then you put something like power traction on there too. So now you're going to hit everyone around you. And probably even better spell. I mean, imagine a Dava Karavda with this. Like, that you got to be careful of because that thing's going to hit you as well. And you could even use this to maybe summon like a bunch of Mr. Key hands too. Like, hey. Look at them all. He's so beautiful. Look at those beautiful hands of yours. And then you could even use it. Lightning Dash could be pretty nice with this as well. Because you'll get controllable lightning dashes if you keep tracking on. So you'll just have big electric bombs here. The only downside, lots of mana. Lots of mana with something like that. So definitely seeming to be more so along the lines of a solo type build of, ooh, give me that. I like the butterflies. I like the lasers. It's looking pretty nice. Duet's probably not going to be one of my main sticks though. Now if we take a look at Duet goes down here, we've got the last enhancement spell here, Echo. The left spell releases the right spell at 80% cost when they hit an enemy with a fastest release interval of 0.3 seconds. So that means this is going to be based off of channel spells for the most part. We can get some other builds in there, but as we can see, Not bad. Take off the tracking so you can see it a little bit better. Maybe put like a little spell penetration on this build here. There you go. You can see that a little bit better now. Take this off, try the boomerangs. Definitely want to do tracking with the boomerangs here. Look at those splits. I don't think the split for the boomerang is going to be that great though, because they're splitting when they get back to me. Oh no, they're still going out. It's not bad. It's a good screen clear, that's for sure. But butterflies might be pretty nice for something like this without tracking. Because remember, you gotta keep this mana pool in mind here. I've got this on. Don't forget, I've got energy storing globe on, so I'm still gaining MP here, even if I don't have MP down there. Look at them go. Isn't it beautiful? So Spell Echo, I think, is going to be something really nice to make channel builds a lot more prevalent in the game, because now we can use our spells like Water Gun. We can take Disintegration Ray. Even grabbing this. Oh, but you definitely want tracking with that, so I wouldn't suggest that, but doing something like lasers, you can just kind of pile on that damage even more by using our dash spell. So I think dash spell is going to be really nice here as well. And then what else could we probably use with that? So yeah, we've got this. Obviously this is not a channeled spell. Snakes, yeah. So Disintegration Ray is probably going to be one of my go-tos for this build. That in Lightning Dash to do something like this. And get a bunch of water guns. Oh man. Oh, we're lagging the game. I love it. That's what I want to see. Thank you for slowing down for a second there. Let me grab 2 of these. Damage is not that great. Not that great. But you know what? We got a lot of cool, fun items here. I wanted to show you these spells and just how you can use them. Those are just some super basic ways. We've got a video where I used all 5 of them at the same exact time. And also, don't forget, this is where you unlock them. So when you beat the game, you'll unlock Tentacle Girl. She'll come out of the heart. And you'll have to unlock... This is also where you'll unlock the Elemental Spell Pack and the Grocery Bag. So if you've already unlocked these before in the game, they'll automatically be checked off for you. Then you'll just have to use a little bit of blood to get the spell inclination here. So when you pick up spells, you'll get to choose from 3 options. So this will change the spell room into being kind of like a relic option. You'll get 3 options and you can pick 2 of them. Then lastly, you'll want to get the trigger spell pack here. So this is how you'll unlock those spells. What I'm really curious about, I love these coming soons here. So a couple of them are the same, like rings. Are these like maybe rarity drops here? What's this conch cell? Something about like rotten food here. What is this cool looking clover flower snowflake thing? Some contracts, a picture. You know, some more rocks and a leaf. I'm curious to see what kind of placeholders these are going here. So if you get some good speculations, put them down in the comments below. But brothers, sisters, I just want to give you a brief overview of what these spells do. If you found this helpful or intriguing, hit that like button down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more Magicraft content and other shabby indie games. And until next time, stay shabby.